Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com playing World of Tanks. The tank is a T28 Prototype. This is an American Tier 8 tank destroyer, and the map is Overlord. I'm also working on a mission, TD12 Big Game Hunting. Destroy an enemy tank 1 tier higher and do 2,000 hit points of damage. This could be the one. No, it isn't. I found this mission to be almost impossible to complete. But besides that, the Overlord map, a lot of people are interested in this map. I particularly hate this map. I think it was a lousy design. I do like the beach area. The design of the map is designed to be symmetrical. They're making too many symmetrical maps, and I don't like the symmetrical maps. It takes all the strategy away. And they've got all these stupid hills, which I think is because they have too many houses on the map and too many fences and walls, and it slows the server down. So they put hills in the way so you can't see all the way across the map, and it reduces the server load when you have lots of hills, because the bullets don't make it across the map and you can't see across the map. Puts less load on the server when you have a smaller view range. So I think this was an awful map.
Target acquired. Penetration.
As you can see, what I'm doing is I'm using the slope of this area in order to hit another tank that is coming up a slope. And this gives you a big advantage. If you were on the level area, you would only be able to hit the tip of his tank, but when you go up the slope, you get a lot more access to his tank.
Let's find another target. Mobilized. Track hit.
I was just about to say, you want to always keep on moving, especially if there's artillery in the game. That was a shot where I was hit by an artillery. But not only is it an artillery, it's a French artillery, which means it might be an autoloader. I'm not sure if this one is an autoloader. But if it is, they have a 5-second reload time. And they target slow tanks. They target tanks with a lot of hit points. And big tanks. I'm a prime target for artillery. So the best thing you want to do is get out of there, because the artillery is going to keep aiming at me again and again and again. And there's really no targets over here for me to shoot at.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is destroyed.
Now what you're going to notice is that, look at where my tank is. In no way does this look like a tank that can hit over a hill. I mean, you could get most of your tanks and put it in this position, and you would never be able to hit a tank like that. And that's one of the great things about many of the American tanks and the American tank destroyers. They have amazing gun depression. This is a perfect example of how it is in use. And this is not even the minimum. I probably could have pulled back a little and still hit that tank. So I was spotted, so I got to watch out for artillery again. Now, I think what's going on here is that I noticed that there were a large number of tanks on the beach. There's probably 5 or 6 enemy tanks on the beach. The other thing you're going to notice is that on the east side, my allies way outnumber the enemy. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to retreat back to the beach area in order to defend my base. And you're also going to notice that someone on my team is also going to ask me to return back to base. But he obviously doesn't realize that it will take me a long time to get there. Excuse me. Now, I took a chance. There's 2 ways to get to the upper level. One is right in front of me, and one is further back, and the enemy did not come up right in front of me. So one tank did. The rest of them probably went in the southern area. You'll note that I'm the only one in my team on the back field other than the artillery. And I'm pretty sure I came over here and maybe I didn't see anybody, or maybe there was a tank that retreated. Yeah, there's the retreating tank.
Enemy is hit.
But unfortunately, he wasn't interested in fighting. Now you can see that my allies are at my base. I'm sorry, the enemy is at my base.
Target acquired.
You can see there's a message where someone is asking me to spot the base.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
Okay. The artillery was asking me to spot the base. I guess he wanted to take some shots on the base. Now, the SPIC killed me. The SPIC is one of the most overpowered tanks in the game. It's got a, I believe it's known for having the most powerful gun in its tier for light tanks. But it has very thin armor. The armor is like tier 1 class armor. You can rewind the video if you want. I don't know if I would have had a shot on him, but obviously I thought I didn't. Sometimes it's better to just take a shot, even if it looks like you don't have one. In this case, I would absolutely say that my team did a lousy job. They never should have all gone on the east side. They do that because they're all afraid. They want to be around their allies because they're all afraid that someone's going to shoot at them. But unfortunately, you know, the enemy went to our base, and let's look and see who my teammates are. I would say that the LTTB is a fast enough tank. He should have returned to base. The Fury is probably fast enough to return to base. The Nashorn I'm not too sure about, but I think he's a moderate speed. The AMX might be a fast tank. And you'll notice that they're not at the enemy base. They're not at the enemy base. They're not at our base. If you look at the map, you're going to see that my allies, some of them are in a really stupid position, considering that they weren't shooting at anybody. We only killed 5 enemy tanks, and I killed 2 of them. You know, why are they in that position? If you look at the E8 and the E7 and the D6 area, they're just terrible positioning while we're being capped. It wasn't a really good strategy, although I'm sure my team won. Okay, so that's the T28 Prototype. I had 2 kills. The map was Overlord. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.